I am the famous American. Let's talk about Jewish people. Because hey, this is the United States. People love Jewish people here. We have such a respect for Jewish people. We all get mixed up in who's Jewish, who's not. It's hard to tell. But ultimately, it's interesting because obviously Jewish people have had an obvious history of not being appreciated and actually being kicked out of wherever they are. Actually, my final paper in college, I was an English major, my final paper I did was really dissecting why that was. Why did people not like Jewish people? Why is there a whole history of a group of people being discriminated against, genocide, etc.? Why does this happen? And it's interesting because all these years later in the United States, there's a respect for Jewish people. It's more like, oh wow, you're Jewish? I want to be around you. Because the rest of us, have this concept that Jewish Americans at least know what they're doing as far as here's stereotypes we have. This is a person who is intelligent and creative and is good at managing their money. That's the stereotype we have. Now, if you feel uncomfortable with me saying this, then go back and watch The Office. Again, I'm going through watching every episode for the third time now. I believe the second episode, Diversity Day, where Michael Scott makes them have a sign on their head that has another ethnic background or nationality, and there's one who says Jewish on their forehead. So when the person's the game was to try to get the other person to predict what it says on their head. So the person reading the sign that says Jewish on the other person's forehead, he said, I would like a loan, please. And there was all these references to banking and money and all this stuff. So it's a matter of, it's an interesting balance of being creative, being intelligent, and being able to manage money. That's the stereotype we have of Jewish people here. You can also see this referenced in the movie Blinded by the Light, which I saw from Redbox, in which it's an Indian family, no, they're actually Pakistani. A Pakistani family that is recognizing this about Jewish people. His father was hoping that Bruce Springsteen was Jewish because he respected Jewish people so much. And now that I think about it, Hasan Minhaj, on the other video that I mentioned, where he and Jerry Seinfeld are on the show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, where he says, we Jews and Indians are a lot alike. We don't care about what people think about us as long as we can think, how does this thing work? How can I make money off of this thing? But actually, Hasan Minhaj is not Indian. He's actually Pakistani, if I'm not mistaken. So that's interesting. It's interesting as far as how that goes. So it makes me wonder, in modern day 2020, which nations have such a humble respect for Jewish people? We know there's a history of nations that don't, but the United States absolutely has this fascination with Jewish people. We really, truly do. And I think part of it could go back to, and I've mentioned in previous videos, this World War II mentality. As far as we're always trying to be at war, somebody always still trying to be the hero, even if there's not a real war to fight. Look at who hijacked the plane on 9/11. Look at the countries we attacked. Look at where those people were from. They weren't from the countries we attacked. So this whole concept of carrying over that part of World War II, we're heroes, we help save the Jewish people. And I think that's part of that mentality we carry over, like, wow, we actually did something really good. We saved a lot of people from further destruction. And I think that might even play into it. And I've never really thought about that until just right now. Your comments, your thoughts, your perspective, your belief belongs right here.